I want to hear from Tim Patrick. He talked about how what his perception is of the offense getting off to a faster start. Thought this was interesting.
We can't start off drives with negative plays. That's first. I think that's the biggest thing. We got into a lot of third and longs, and it's hard for an offensive coordinator to be able to call a play that's going to work for third and long when you know the defense most of the time is going to sit back and just wait for you to pass the ball. So I just think our first play can't be a negative play because you see it when we don't have those negative plays. We're a very hard offense to stop. We kind of just kill ourselves all the time.
If you want to talk about a key to the game, and I know that we hammered home the whole third down, third and long kind of thing last week, but the Miami Dolphins are one of the best teams in the league defensively on third down, especially third and long. And they absolutely crushed the Chargers last week on that. I mean, it was no contest when they got into third and long. That clip that we were looking at with the amoeba defense and how they're moving around, that was third and long. That's what they like to do. They kind of like to just throw a lot of different interesting looks at you. You talked about the cover zero. We talked about that, how they like to play man up. They like to bring 6 guys up to the line and show like they're going to bring the blitz. And they come in different variations of that. Sometimes they overload. Sometimes they back off. They'll come up and they'll be showing man, but then they back up into cover 3. They're showing all sorts of interesting things. But for the fact is the Broncos are 27th in the league at third down, and this is a top three defense on third down. He's 100% right. You cannot put yourself in third and long or in negative plays early in their drive.
Well, and that's exactly it. This defense, philosophically, what they do is similar to what Wade Phillips does. Try to put you behind the chains and then come after you. And that's, that is a philosophy the Broncos should know well. They ran it for years. They ran it a little bit differently out of different fronts and things like that, but more or less it's the same philosophy. And so that is what you need to do. You need to just get easy plays. Get 2-3 yards on first down. Get 2-3 yards on second down. And then all of a sudden you got a 3rd and 4, and now all of a sudden it's easier. So you can stay balanced on third down. They can't pin their ears back and tee off on you. And yeah, you're right. They do like to get creative up there. They like to kind of sugar huddle and sugar the A gaps and kind of try to confuse you into your blocking assignments so they can send guys through and confuse the quarterback. But but in the end, you got a game plan. You know what you're supposed to be doing. You looked at them on tape. You know what they favor into those situations, and hopefully you can take advantage of that.
Okay, so if we were making a checklist, okay, the whole fast start thing, okay, going through a checklist here. He just mentioned negative plays. Mentioned third and long, run game, getting, executing. I'm trying to kind of put it all together here because I think you'd love to do everything right.
Run early and often. I'd like to see some screen draw game. I've harped on this for a while. They don't use it. Put an aggressive defense on their heels, with that screen and draw game. And if you can do that early, that gets in their head and they start thinking about that stuff. And then they don't just pin their ears back and come back to the quarterback. That buys you time. Everything that you can do to buy your quarterback time to get you the ball is going to make you successful, because if your quarterback has time to throw the ball, guys are going to get open eventually. Jerry Jeudy is too good. KJ Hamler is too fast. They are going to get open. And so the best thing you can do for a young quarterback like that is find ways to make a defense have to work harder to get after the quarterback. Spread it out. Quit bunching everything up. Run off. Use play or run action in an effort to freeze defensive players. Commit to the run game. Don't just token the run game on second down when you didn't get a first down completion. In fact, if you get first down incompletion, you should probably just run play action and run a play action pass off that or play pass off that. Just because at this point in time, everyone is teeing off on the run. Everyone. We've seen it time and time again for weeks. So stop doing it. Do something else. And I'd love to see some jet motion, some pre-snap motion, stuff like this. I'd love to see more of that kind of stuff. They just don't do it.
So it's interesting you bring that up, because there's another school of thought of they're abandoning the run too early. So you're of the mindset, well, they keep doing it as almost like the token run, like, oh, we're going to run here. We know it's not going to be successful, but we're going to go ahead and do it. We're going through the motions of the run. You're arguing, listen, if it's going to be that, then just don't do it.
Yeah, pretty much. If you're going to do that, why bother?
Yeah.
That's a wasted play that you could be throwing for the sticks if that's what you're going to do. Now, if you're going to run, then commit to the run. Commit to it. Put Phil Lindsay and Melvin Gordon on the field at the same time. Get Phil Lindsay running jet motion across, and then get Melvin Gordon going back the other direction on counter. And I'm telling you, you'll get a defense leaning, and you'll start to pick up more yards with that kind of stuff. And then when they have to start thinking about that, their mind is off thinking about, I just need to get to the quarterback. Now I got to account for this. Now I got to account for that. That's going to free up time for Drew Lock to be back there and make those big throws. And this is something that seems simple to me. So I don't know if they aren't capable of executing it, if the offensive coordinator is just simply not considering it because he's rigid in what he wants to do, or what. I don't know the answer to that. I'm not privy to those film sessions. I'm not in that room. I can't tell you. But what I can tell you is that football at its core is a simple game. It is a game of acquisition of yardage. All right? And how you get that yardage doesn't really matter. Because as long as you consistently get the yardage, you're going to wake up and find yourself in the end zone. And that's how you get points.
And by the way, for all the people that are continuing to be really frustrated by Drew Lock's completion percentage, it would go up if you actually hit some of these underneath, these short crossers, any of these stick routes. You could hit Noah Fant on a 5-yard stick and put yourself in second and medium immediately.
Put Melvin Gordon on the angle route. He's a decent receiver. Put him on the angle route. When's the last time you saw this offense run an angle route out of the backfield? It's been a few games.
It's been a while.
That should be a bread and butter play for this team. You've got Noah Fant. I want to see some Texas concept. I want to see Noah Fant firing off on the post and Melvin Gordon underneath that on an angle route. And then you can dress it up a little however you want. You want to fly, you want to curl, whatever you want, a backside, you want an out route, whatever you want on the backside. And then the backside doesn't really matter. You just run a drag or whatever on the left. But on the right-hand side, that's what I want to see. I want to see just some generic, simple stuff that you can get a guy in a rhythm with some easy decisions and go with it.